Honestly, how can anybody take you seriously after that intro? You gotta be crazy. Anyway, what's happening, guys? I have an RU match that I had recently, and I just haven't had the chance to post it, so I figured why not just post it on here. As you can see, my opposition has quite the threat list. Like seriously, like he's got Muffin1Man1 and Evari going on there with the Poliwrath and the Jinx support, and I'm like, whoa, I gotta like lead off with my Escavalier dude, because in my theory mining sake, my own little crazy mind, I'm thinking that my Escavalier is like the best and the worst lead, because I noticed that my team can potentially deal with whatever he decides to dish out. Like say for instance he leads out with Dusknoir. Now Dusknoir is like to Will-O-Wisp, so I can just switch out into my Entei and then just deal some damage onto whatever's coming in, so on and so forth. Let's say he leads out with with Jinx or something like that. I can just I'm open to a lot of situations, but at the same time, since Escavalier is slow, I kind of put myself in a disarray. So let's just see what the hell happens. This is it for the team preview. Let's go straight into the battle. So as you guys would probably figure out, he is definitely going to lead out with the Jinx, as I lead out with my Escavalier, as I've been explaining for like the past 2 minutes. So right off the bat, he's going to miss the lovely kiss. I don't want to get kissed by that shit. Look at that, man. Who the hell wants to get kissed by Jinx? Seriously. You mean to tell me that your kiss is so boring that it puts people to sleep? Seriously, go back to a dating site, man. Anyway, Escavalier is able to one-shot that thing via the Mega Horn, easy kill. So 5-6 right off the bat. If you guys notice that my teams are named after 6 out of the 7 sins. So here's a little trivia just to probably try to figure out which sin I'm missing. I'm just going to switch right into my Entei, predicting him to go for the Will-O-Wisp as I was explaining earlier on, but he makes a great prediction, goes for the Earthquake. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, honestly, who the hell runs Earthquake on Dusknoir? When do you really see that? So it just completely threw me off guard. I'm just going to switch right out into my Cofagrigus, thinking that, okay, maybe it's Choice Banded in some shape or form. I haven't inflicted any damage on this thing yet, so, I mean, hell, I don't even know what to expect as of yet. This is RU. I don't play RU as much, so I'm just going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, just expecting him to switch out into something, into whatever. I catch a Slant Slash, which is great, but unfortunately it also means that he has the potential to lay up his Stealth Rock, and he's gonna go for the Toxic. Unfortunately for him, he's gonna miss. I'm gonna go for the Hex. Since he's burned, Hex does a little bit more damage than Shadow Ball would do. So Shadow Ball is like 80 base, and with a status impalement on the opposition, Hex will do 100 base, which is 20, obviously. 100 minus 80 is 20. So it will do 20 more than Shadow Ball would under normal circumstances. So he's going to go for the Toxic again after missing initially on my Cofagrigus. I'm going to switch out now into my Nidoqueen, take this opportunity to set up my Stealth Rocks, which is great. And in comes the Poliwrath. I'm just gonna stay in actually predicting to like go for the substitute or something like that, but he actually makes a nice play in the sense that I would switch out, because he actually did predict me to switch out into like maybe my Escavalier or something like that. I was contemplating it because I'm like, Poliwrath is a huge threat. And I don't really want, I could probably just switch into my Galvantula to deal with it, and that's what he was predicting, because I guess he had like Fire Punch. So he double switched out into Electivire only to get hit with the Earth Power, so that was like a huge play. Ladies and gentlemen, I spent like 5 minutes trying to make that move. I'm not telling a lie, honestly. So in comes this Muffin1Man1. I'm just gonna stay in again, go for the Earth Power, a little bit sacrificial with my Nidoqueen. And it's going to be an easy 2-hit KO. I'm just going to go straight for the Ice Beam. I do have the Sheer Force that you guys have predicted. And I'm just maybe try to aim for the 10% probability of the freeze, because I can't obviously take it out with another Earth Power. Earth Power is a 3-hit KO. Considering that I would want to take it out with my Nidoqueen, which I really, had no intention of doing that with my Nidoqueen alone. But just assuming, Ice Beam would have been the better play, just so that you get that 10% probability of the freeze. If that happens, I could 3-hit KO with the Nidoqueen, but none of that even takes place. In comes the Sand Slash, unable to set up rocks as he maybe should have done so earlier on. I mean, I have like Galvantula and Escavalier and things like that will take some damage from Stealth Rocks. It would accumulate over a period of time. In comes this Dusknoir again. I'm just going to go straight for a Thunder, hit its mark via my Compound Eyes, and I am going to score the paralysis on that thing, so that looks like an easy 2-hit KO. He's going to retaliate back with the Shadow Punch. And unfortunately for me, he hits me in a soft spot because he scores a critical hit. Now I'm worried about him having a Shadow Sneak. It's like, oh man, just one, see guys, ladies and gentlemen, just one instance just throws your whole game off. I just had plans to 2-hit KO this Dusknoir, but none of that even takes place. He's gonna go for the Trick Room, predicting me to expect him to have the Shadow Sneak, and I'm just gonna go straight into my Escavalier. Now that he's paralyzed, he's potentially slower than me, and I am indeed afraid of the Will-O-Wisp. So I'm just gonna switch out into my Cofagrigus just to see what he does. I'm assuming that since my Cofagrigus is bald nature, it's completely defensive. I'm thinking that Shadow Punch won't really do too much because I'm thinking that his Dusknoir is more on the defensive side. He does have like Trick Room and Will-O-Wisp, so I would predict him to be defensive, and look, I'm correct. It doesn't necessarily do too much despite Shadow Punch being super effective damage on the Cofagrigus. I'm just gonna go for the Trick Room to dissipate his Trick Room via returning the dimensions back to its normal state, and now faster Pokemon would naturally, you know, go first in his natural habitat. So now he's just gonna make a hasty switch, and since he's paralyzed, my Hex, like I stated before, would do 100% base power. Not 100%, 100 base power damage onto whatever has a status impairment, but he's gonna switch right out into his Bouffalant, and I'm like, I should have friggin' predicted that. That was so, and then like on the chat, I was like, yo, I should have predicted that. He's like, yo, come on, Kashiv, you're gonna do a little bit better than that. I can't let you get off that easy. I'm like, yeah, true. So he's gonna hit me hard with the Stone Edge. I mean, Jesus, look at that. My Escavalier's name is Pride. Jeez, my Pride is broken. He's gonna 2-hit KO me with the Stone Edge, and somebody just rolled past with a motorbike. 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesus Christ. And 2-hit KO me with the Stone Edge, and in comes my my Entei. And I'm just gonna go for the Extreme Speed. Maybe this thing is Choice Scarf. I don't know. I don't see any leftovers or anything like that. I have to assume the worst. So in comes his Dusknoir again. Unfortunately, I was like, crap, I should have probably went for the Flare Blitz. I was just like contemplating in my mind. I knew that he was going to switch out into Dusknoir. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, if you have like some of those worst case scenarios that you just like predict your opposition to do something and your mind is telling you to do that move, but you do something else, and it turns out your opposition did the exact thing that you predicted them to do, but you didn't act on it. That was one of this case. That was this case right here. I initially go for the Stone Edge just so that I don't get the recoil damage. It pays right off as I survived that Shadow Punch with 7 hit points left, and I'm able to take out that thing with the 2-hit kill with the Stone Edge and the Flare Blitz. That was great. Pay attention to that, ladies and gentlemen. So in comes my Galvantula. I could just clean up crew here since he has the Bouffalant and the Poliwrath left over. Poliwrath gets destroyed by a Thunder. I mean, no chance in hell. I don't even have a Life Orb. I think this is Expert though. No chance in hell, buddy. And it turns out his Bouffalant isn't Choice Scarf because I'm able to outspeed it and finish it off with the Bug Buzz. I go for Bug Buzz over Thunder just to make sure that I hit something. So, dudes, that was definitely a great game, viewers. I definitely had a lot of fun. Peace. What you doing?